My next guest thinks the president violated the Constitution when he committed our military to action in Libya. He says it could be an impeachable offense. So what's so unusual about that? He's a Democrat. Congressman Dennis Kucinich represents the great state of Ohio, and he has some serious questions about who we're fighting for in Libya. Welcome, Congressman. Do you think that this action in Libya will cost the president the next election?
I don't know. I mean, I have not looked at the political calculus of this, and in some ways I refuse to, because I stay focused on the Constitution, focused on the cost, focused on how this stretches our military, focused on how this is going to change our priorities domestically, focused on how we already have 2 other wars going on. I mean, we're going to destroy our country if we keep up with these military adventures.
How much do you think this is going to cost us in the end, Congressman?
Well, I've heard some reports say just the first week could cost us as much as $1 billion. Now, there's this sleight of handover going to NATO. People need to realize that the United States is a principal funder of NATO. 25% of the military budget of NATO is paid for by the United States. To say NATO's taking over, it's just the U.S. in a different form, and it might be war at a discount, because we're only paying 25%.
Well, but you know what, Congressman, when you talk about an impeachable offense, I want to go back to one thing. The president initially said there would be no Americans on the ground. Now we're hearing that there are American boots on the ground. And I think someone in the administration may have misspoken and then taken something back this week. Does that not cause you concern in terms of what's being told to us? Shouldn't Congress get more answers?
Well, I've just heard that for the first time, what you've said, and so I have to think about that. But of course Congress has to be concerned, and I'm concerned because Congress wasn't consulted with. The president and the administration had time to consult with the UN, get to line up 10 votes, to consult with the Arab League, with NATO, Great Britain, and France. There was coordination with them. Didn't have time to come to U.S. Congress. That's plain wrong, Judge.
All right. Well, and then there's an op-ed piece on Friday where you're quoted as saying, when it comes to tyrannical regimes, quote, we must encourage nonviolent resistance. Do you really think that that could work against someone like Gaddafi?
Well, listen, it worked in Egypt. It worked in Tunisia. The people in Bahrain, even though there's been violence there, they're coursing through the streets of Bahrain right now in terms of rejecting their government. All over the world, you see people trying to bring about change without violence. Now, this group in Libya took up arms. We don't know where they got their arms. We should find out. And they proceeded to move in a violent way. You know that if we start encouraging violence, then we're going to be participating in it either directly or indirectly and have blood on our hands.
Well, and there's no question we are now engaged in 3 wars, no matter how you want to call it. But do you think that that we'll be able to maintain our objective in the next week? Do we know what the objective is?
Yeah, you see, that's it. What are the objectives? The concern I have is this is regime change wrapped up in the glossy glow of humanitarianism.
Well,
and
do you
we have to be very careful about this.
Do you think that you'll be successful in your effort to defund this operation in Libya?
I don't know. I mean, I have to make the effort. You never know how the votes are going to turn out. I know there are people on both sides of the aisle who are very worried about the fact that we went into this battle without the president consulting with Congress, as he should have.
All right. Now for the big question. This is very important. The new season of Dancing with the Stars just started, and you know Tom DeLay made quite an impression on that dance floor. Would you ever do it?
You know what? I like to dance with my wife at home, and that's under the stars, and that's all I need.
I knew you were going to say that. I even said to everyone, he's going to say my wife. Good for you. Good answer, Congressman. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you, Judge.